So the next step is to take a look at the ports menu. This is where you configure the I/O ports on the router. So this is the ports menu. This is where you assign inputs and outputs, where you name the inputs and outputs. For example, if I want a 4x1 router, I would go in here and say output port number 2 is unassigned, 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs. Set this one to unassigned, 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 and unassigned. Okay, now I can go in and name input port number 1. Let's call it camera 1. And let's call this one camera 2. You get the idea. So now I say save changes, and I say done. Now I have 4 inputs and 1 output. But notice these other 2 inputs. Those are test signal generators. Those also can be sources into the router. And that's what you do here. I can actually unassign those for now. Say save, say done. Now I have 4 inputs, 1 output. In this next example, I'm connected to the 9430 that's in my rack here in the studio. This actually has an option card on it that brings 10 more ports to the module. So if we scroll down, we can take a look at that. Here's the 9440 expansion module 1, and here's 10 more ports that I have coming into this router. And if you look here, now I get to choose between source or destination. Is this an input or is this an output? Of course, it depends on how you've wired the router and what the port goes to. So it's going to be pretty dedicated. So in this example, this port 11 is connected to a monitor here in the production room, and it is a destination, so it's an output. Now, in addition to inputs and outputs, you have virtual ports. These are test signal generators or mix effects that can be assigned as inputs or outputs on the router. So I can go here, the test signal generator that's built into the router is a source. And I save that, and that would show up as a source to select on the router.